Hello guys. There's something I wanted to read to you. It's something that I got when I was in rehab up at Swedish in Ballard. Um, it's called Interview with Addiction. And bear with me, it's live, so it's not like I can redo everything and then post the version on Facebook. Real time, it's live, so I'm gonna mess up. Okay, let's see. It says addiction. What do you want with a person? And addiction says, I want to get a hold on their spirit. I want to inhabit their body and mind until they don't care about anything but me. I want to get a grip of life that cannot be broken until they are dead. Addiction, why do you do this? And addiction says, I can't exist outside of people's lives. I need to inhabit someone's life because that is how I survive. And then the interviewer asks addiction, how do you get started with people? And addiction says, it's easiest if I start early, get them when they are young. I just convince them that it's cool, or it's the way to hang with the people you want to hang with, and that they just, hang with, and they just invite me in. Piece of cake. If I have already occupied part of their lives by controlling one or both of their parents, it gets a bit tricky. Either they love me or they hate me, but I influence them either way, and they can't escape me entirely. And the interviewer asks, how do you suck them in deeper? And addiction says, that depends on the form I'm taking at the moment. Tobacco, Valium, marijuana, diet pills, heroin, etc. But many steps in my first, reading the wrong line. But many steps in my basic MO are the same from substance to substance. First, I feed them misinformation that I'm not dangerous. I make myself as available I make myself as available as time buyers. I approach people when they are having hard. Sorry. I approach people when they are having hard times and convince them that I can really help with stress. Celebrate and comfort yourself when you're feeling down. I'm your best friend, the only one you can really count on. Let's see. When things are bad, I'm always there when you need me and make you feel better for a while until you can't do without me. Then I am your lover, your master, your one and only until death do us part. An interviewer says, addiction, are you afraid of anything? And addiction says, not much, but there are a lot of things I hate. I hate to be in the spotlight because I'm usually in disguise, and I hate to be recognized. I hate to be talked about, so I try to make sure that people are so busy blaming each other that they don't even notice me. I hate counselors who insist on talking about me. I hate AA and sobriety support groups because they are filled with my ex-lovers who really know me and are hard to deceive. And they are intent on thwarting me and organizing people against me. It's awful. But I have many strong allies, some of whom are aware that they serve me, and others who are my pawns but don't know it. Distillers and brewers are my best friends. Pharmaceutical companies, cocaine cartels, the tobacco industry, the mafia, and the pushers, they all work for me. I have armies of young soldiers in the ghettos, politicians and doctors are in my pocket. I control the economies of several small countries, and I am undermining the societies of several major countries at this very moment. Racism and other prejudices, hatred, violence, crime, and poverty all support me as I support them. My future is wide open. I don't think I've got a lot to worry about. And then the interviewer says, addiction, how do you affect the lives of people you control? And addiction says, basically, I shrink their lives gradually until I have the only thing left that matters to them. I strangle their other interests. I poison their relationships. I stunt their growth and development. I limit their circle of friends to exclusively people who are under my influence. I make them sick, irritable, depressed, crazy, controlling, or obnoxious, so they are hard to be around. I systematically attack their beliefs in themselves. I convince them that life without me is just not worth living. I create the illusion that they could give me up at any time they wanted to. They just don't want to. Can you imagine I could actually make them believe that they are choosing me voluntarily? And the interviewer asks, how do you know when you are losing your grip on someone? And addiction says, there are certain warning signs, but it happens in many different ways. It is a very bad sign for me when the people who care for my host begin to see through my disguise and begin to cooperate against me. I can usually get them fighting amongst one another and ignore me. Let's see. When someone's best friend gets sober, it's always worrisome for me. Sometimes I get ahead of myself and take too much from my host too quickly, and they rebel. For instance, if I take a guy's marriage, job, and car all at once, he might dump me. If I take a more gradual approach, it works out much better. If I play it right, I can take everything: house, children, money, pride, health, and life itself. Oh, but you asked me how they get away. Well, the higher power is bad news. God has always had it in for me. We just don't like each other. And the interviewer says, addiction, do you ever give up on someone? And addiction says, never. Once they have known me and loved me, they can never forget me. I just have to wait for the right moment and conditions. At my most seductive, I can make them fall for me again, even when they know better, despite all they have learned from suffering with me before. I can be very persuasive. And the interviewer asks, how do you convince someone to let you back in their life when they have broken up with you? And addiction says, I flirt and tease, tempt and lie. I promise them that just one time won't really matter. We'll just hold hands or kiss goodnight, just a shot to help me sleep. Snorting isn't the same as shooting up. No one will know if I have just one. We won't go all the way. It won't hurt anyone. It's no big deal. Embrace me, my old love. I've missed you so much. And the interviewer says, when someone does succeed in driving you out of their life, how do they keep you out? And addiction says, by remembering my power, by realizing that they cannot stand up to me alone. There is strength in numbers. By recognizing how much they love their lives without me. By loving other people who are not my allies. By realizing what they have to lose and how easily it is lost. By helping others recognize my face. By respecting me and not underestimating me. By never forgetting that I am their most dangerous enemy. And that's all I have to say right now. Thanks for listening.